Who else had these all over their ceiling? How they dress girls today, how they dressed me. Gamersing the 90s. Wow, everything in this game looks so real. The game, what it looked like, how it felt. Did they have scary movies when you were a kid? We had scary everything when I was a kid. Kids complaining about Spotify, they don't know the real struggle. I found this picture in the deepest crevices of my memories. What is this and why do I remember it? How it feels when I have to scroll down to the year I was born. The I grew up with no internet starter pack. When these two taught you more in 10 minutes than your science teacher did in 2 weeks. Every 90s and early 2000s kid can hear these pictures. Don't call yourself a gamer if you haven't played this game. You're only a true 90s kid if you ever heard. Get off the internet, I need to use the phone. Blocking someone in the 90s. I always thought Arnold's untucked shirt was a skirt. Admit it, we've all had a pencil like this. Another childhood pleasure that has zero explanation. 90s haircuts. What I thought it would look like. What it actually looked like. Kids these days will never know the struggle. The original auto-tune. Lyrics to Macarena. Which old phone did you have? And people wonder why millennials are so obsessed with charcuterie. Blame our childhood, before social media. This is where we'd show off our shoes and outfits. YouTube in the 90s was like, kids today will never know what it was like to take a ton of pictures and to have to wait a week to find out they were useless. What I mentally picture whenever anyone says Riz, kids today spend way too much time on their phones. Also me. I miss Milky Pens. 90s kids remember when the Disney store looked like this, when you had no change. You have a collect call from, hey mom, come pick me up. Do you accept the charges? When it's 1999 and Friday night is about to go off. I found this in the depths of your memories. My kids will never have to experience the frustration of dealing with this. You can still hear the sound this ball made when it hit you. I still think 1990 was 10 years ago. Pops out of the foil bag, just hit different. Once you go black, you never go back. Who else remembers doing this as a kid? Drew this one everything. Still doesn't know what it means. Who else was forced to play the recorder as a child? The smaller the pencil you had, the cooler you were. Bringing back weird memories from elementary school. I don't know what this is, but I remember it. This was how we knew where our friends were. Multiplayer in the 90s. Kids today will never know the struggle of having to hit a button 3 times just to get one letter. Only 90s kids will understand. If you had these, you were cool. That picture was funny. I will repost it, and everyone will think I am funny. Memes that bring you back, texting in the 90s. I'm this old. Who else had to do this? You're sick and need a doctor. Which one do you pick? The flavor of the wooden spoon haunts me to this day. Wow, how much I loved Pogs. Who has summer memories of running through the sprinkler? When we were kids, there were no phones or tablets. We read cereal boxes at breakfast. Who remembers the mini piano? Smell this picture. The little metal pieces that shock you on a slide. Share, if you remember having to take a bank book to the bank. Completely relatable memes. When your teacher tells you to stop laughing but your friends are too funny. When relatives visit your place when parents are not home and you are just standing there like, you want water? When you accidentally touch an old piece of chewing gum under your desk. So my mom can hear me say whatever under my breath but can't hear me scream, yeah, after calling my names 10 times from the kitchen. Me as a kid. Expecto Patronum. Me now. Expensive petroleum. The most dangerous game to play. Resting your eyes in the morning after shutting off your alarm. Y'all ever notice when you lose the remove, you lose trust in everyone? Are you sitting on the remote? No. Stand up. How I feel when I forgot my lip balm at home. When everything is going wrong in your life, but you're used to it. Me overthinking how I said here during attendance. When the weird kid won't stop talking to you and you're trying to be nice. It's just a cough. It's just a cough. It's just a cough. Google. Somebody's gonna die tonight. When you're about to go to sleep, but your body does that fake fall thing. Licking the knife after I'm done. The other surgeons. Me thinking about having a little snack 5 minutes after I said I was full. When the sign in the museum says, do not touch. What girls feel like when someone says, you look so much like your dad. Showing up to school after a doctor's appointment. When you're microwaving at 3 a.m. and forget to stop it at 1 second. Now all of China knows you're here. I threw 5 shoes, 3 broom wax, and half a can of Raid Extra Power. Turns out it's a hair clip. Pulling up to the exam and suddenly forgetting everything I ever learned. When your boss asks for proof you're in the hospital. You aren't always gonna have a calculator in your pocket. Me now. If you were a kid from the 90s, you knew exactly what these smell like, what the texture is like inside, and you may even know what they taste like. Kids today won't know what this is. If your female gym teacher didn't look like this, did you even get a physical education? I'm starting to think our parents really didn't care what happened to us back in the day. Asked my girlfriend to buy me a 2-pack of socks and she came back with these. This is how we stole memes back in my day. Me at 9:30 p.m., I'm gonna go to sleep early. Me on Google at 3:30 a.m., how do dragons blow out birthday candles? I can smell this picture. Gets a new Discman. Doesn't skip when driving in a car. Me trying to fix a problem in my life. Admitted at least one time in your life you seriously tried to move an object using the force. When you turn the lights off and try to find your bed. When someone says it's 10 but it's really 9:50. 150. Waking up dehydrated in the middle of the night and you realize you left a water bottle nearby. I know I'm not the only one who used to pour their water in the cap and pretend to take shots with it. It's been such a long week time to clear my head a little, checking to see if those weird sounds are a part of the music or not. When the cha-cha slide comes on and you're on your 5th Capri Sun, do you remember when this was your only problem? Hey man, before we go into this meeting, do I look high? Me when I'm in public and one of the voices in my head tells me a joke. As a child, I was proficient in this instrument. When the teacher takes your class to the computer lab, how hard we tried to figure out how the milk disappeared. When you're up next to read and your page got a curse word on it. Push to open, they said. Growing up, you didn't survive in the summer here without these. Don't you have to be at work in 5 minutes? Me? Yeah, why? These smelled so bad and were probably washed once a year. This just triggered the deepest depths of my memory. If you know what this is, then you know what's good. Who remembers? Playing crack the egg was all fun and games until you got hit with a double bounce and went flying off the trampoline. When you gotta get up for school and you sit on the bed for 20 minutes like this. When you've been zoned out for 10 minutes on the highway and you're somehow still alive. What your phone sees before it falls on your face. Me pretending to need something else at the store until the person moves out of the stuff I actually need. Where's you, son? He's in his room playing video games. Tell him to come down. We only see him once a month when he comes for supplies. When you stomach decides to demonstrate a whale's mating call in the middle of an exam. Me trying to swim in my bathtub when I was 7. 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 8 minutes before my alarm. When the boss is coming and you need to pretend you're doing something. When short people see someone shorter than them. You're so strong and amazing. Push through, you got this. Me pushing through. When you forget to lock the bathroom door and you see the doorknob turning. How I feel wearing a hood. What I actually look like. Moms when they see each other in public. Teens when they see each other in public. When I delete everything in my phone and still get that storage almost full message. What more do you want from me? Me after only 4 hours of sleep as a kid. Me after 7 hours and 59 minutes of sleep now. Draw a horse. Me calculating how much sleep I'll get if I watch one more episode. Leg hair moves ever so slightly. My brain. When you try to pull off that little piece of skin next to your finger and it bleeds. When mute is too quiet but one is too loud. How come you never socialize with the family? Sits with family. Gets insulted by entire family. Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy. Are you sure you want to abandon this masterpiece? The picture. Mom, can I ask you something without you getting angry?